So disclaimer, my heart's been racing this whole time, because I may sound like I'm all over the place, which I am, because revisiting just this album really does something to me. So y'all gonna see it. Y'all gonna see it. Y'all gonna see me get teary eyed. Y'all gonna see me rambling and mumbling over my words, just because this album here is just,
it's such a timeless album full of like emotional connection for a lot of us, especially us millennials. It just like stands the test of time. So yes, very, very emotional to talk about, honestly.
Welcome to the He-Man Company Music Podcast with your hosts KP and Ashton Thomas. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
What's happening, good people?
What's up, everybody?
I'm Ashton.
And I'm KP.
And you are watching the He-Man Company Music Podcast, the show made by music enthusiasts.
For music enthusiasts.
That's right. Y'all know what it is. And today we have a very special episode, something that we haven't really done at all with any episode, really. We're going to give y'all a little treat. And we're going to talk about at least one of my favorite albums. I'm sure KP's as well. So if you don't like this album, shame on you. But but we're going to talk a little bit about, well, not a little bit. We actually going to do a deep dive into the Michael Jackson Thriller album.
Absolutely.
Because, it's Halloween day today. And then, Thriller, that's the Halloween anthem anywhere you go. Everybody's singing or playing that song somewhere. So for sure.
Absolutely. Thriller is still to this day the best-selling album of all time, and changed how we consume music, honestly. So
yeah, that's absolutely.
Yeah.
After almost 43 years,
period.
Still the top-selling album. That is crazy.
Yeah.
To think of all the good music that's coming before and after that. But I do feel personally this particular album does relate to everybody in all walks of life, at least there's some track that everybody can relate to directly or indirectly.
Absolutely. Everyone has a favorite Thriller song. Like,
no doubt.
Everybody. So it's not the greatest selling album of all time for no reason.
Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's get into it.
So the Thriller album, this was actually Michael Jackson's 6th solo record, which was released on November 29th, 1982 on Epic Records. But I saw that it was actually distributed by CBS.
Yep.
Like, what? So, I mean, and there is something to be said about that particular era in music, because I've been checking out a lot of vinyl, like classic vinyl, not like the remastered stuff, like the actual vintage from that time. And again, CBS, Warner Brothers, like all these different television broadcasting stations were actually distributing music and albums during that time. That's
wild.
That's actually neat. Like I kind of wish they did that today, but yeah, that's crazy to think that. But yeah, Thriller was released in the year 1982, and like we said, and like everybody knows, it's been the best-selling album ever since.
Yeah, produced by Quincy Jones.
Yes.
And then Michael Jackson was the co-producer of that album. Yeah, and it had a huge budget. $750,000 in 1982. Like, and he made good use of that budget, didn't he? Huh?
Did they not? Jesus.
Made great use of that budget. So yeah, Michael Jackson co-wrote 4 of the 9 tracks on that album, and yeah, like I know they had released like a small like documentary about how it was made, him recording in the studio and writing, and we're talking about the album, and the visual I think is like a whole other episode with everything that went into the actual video for Thriller. I've watched that so many times, but yeah, like it really like transcends like every genre. Like it was pop, it was funk, it was R&B, it was adult contemporary, it was all those things. It was like post disco, and it was just like, yeah, it literally crossed all the boundaries.
Oh yeah, and I'm glad you said that post disco, because this was literally like the first like authentic pop / top 40 record, really. You know, like this cutting edge, like Michael Jackson, Rod Temperton, and then Quincy Jones. They definitely broke new ground putting this album together. So, but yeah, post disco. Like if you listen to Off the Wall, they have a lot of disco tracks on that. But then but you know, they made a U-turn. Well, not necessarily a U-turn. They made a left or right turn, whichever direction you want to say, and they went a different direction in this one. So, yeah, shout out to those three gentlemen on putting together a masterpiece.
Absolutely, yes. So
let's go down the list of the tracks.
Yes, let's do it.
Track numero uno. You want to be starting something. You got to be starting something. And you want to be starting something. I'll tell you an interesting story real quick. I'll tell you one thing. I think the first, I guess, semi-rendition that I heard of this song was actually by Deidre Cadden on his on the Chainbreaker VHS tape. You got to go tell somebody. You got to go tell somebody that he picked you up. Yeah. Turns you around. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but then it was my dad who actually told me, hey, he ripped that from a Michael Jackson song. But then it was probably like a year or two later where he had the I guess actually the what was it? The 25th anniversary, or no, the 20th anniversary of Thriller. Michael Jackson performed "Want to Be Starting Something" live on TV. I think that was like on NBC or something like that. Now it was a special. They did multiple nights of it. And it was one night of special guests, one night of just Michael, and then one night of the Jackson 5.
Yes, I remember that. Like, how could you not remember? Oh man, that was great.
Man, that was amazing. I loved
amazing.
Yeah, but yeah, "Want to Be Starting Something," written by Michael Jackson. I'm still trying to figure out like what was it on the well, actually no, because Julia Waters, Maxine Waters, and James Ingram, they were a few of the and Becky Lopez, they were a few of the background vocals on this track. So but there's like a debate going on with that Mama say, Mama sa, Mama kusa, whatever they're saying.
We'll never know for the rest of eternity.
But no, I've heard people say that they're saying, I'm going to say it one more time, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to say it one more time, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to say it one more time, I'm not going to stop. I'm like, are you sure? Because I'm sure the articulation of those words would have been much clearer than them saying, Mama say, Mama sa, Mama kusa.
It sounds like it's something said in a different language of sorts or something. Like
Probably. But,
yeah.
But even if there does come a day where I actually know exactly what they're saying, whether it's in English or a foreign language, I'ma still say Mama say, Mama sa, Mama kusa, Mama say. I'ma still go that route with it because
absolutely, like that's what we grew up saying. Mama say, Mama sa, Mama kusa.
Exactly. So it's like how can you argue with that?
Yeah. So yes.
So
track numero dos.
Track numero dos. Baby Be Mine.
Baby Be Mine.
So I just recently found out that one of my favorite drummers, Ndugu Chancellor, I mean, he played on a lot of the album, but with this particular that drum intro, that one, that's classic. Willie Jones III, he actually did a tribute to Ndugu Chancellor, who played drums on this. But then like he's a jazz drummer, but he was putting that drum intro in his solo for the tribute to Ndugu. So I thought that was neat.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was written by Rod Temperton, who had a lot of credits on this album in particular. But then I actually found out, and this will be my piece on it. James Fortune, he actually did a semi rendition on this song. I think you can shout if you want to. Just do your dance if you want to. But then like the key changes at the end of the song. He was putting that same how you hear on Baby Be Mine with that. I'm like, oh, okay. And that's the reason why I say everybody to one extent or another can actually, with any track relate to this album and has been influenced by it. So Baby Be Mine.
Baby Be Mine.
All right, so track number 3, The Girl Is Mine, which features the great Paul McCartney of the Beatles.
Absolutely.
Now this one is like very left field of the entire album. I think this was probably still a great track, but if you didn't know any better, you wouldn't have thought that this was on this album, which I think that actually is what makes the album that much more interesting. It just wasn't one theme or one concept that they were going to. Like this literally made it a collection of songs, this one particular track, rather than them sticking to one thing. So that features the great Jeff Porcaro on drums, Lewis Johnson from the Brothers Johnson on bass. David Foster played keyboards on this.
Woo!
Check that out.
It was a top 10 single too. Yep.
Yes, it was. It
on
sure
that
was.
album. So yes, The Girl Is Mine is still.
Or how he said, the doggone girl is mine.
The doggone girl is mine. Yeah.
Which brings us to track number 4, the title cut. The timeless classic, the crazy video that had me nightmares.
Same. It was Vincent Price's fault. That's why.
It was, yes, and he scared me like just that hysterical laugh at the end.
Yes, it was that part, right? It was really all of like I said, the video is a whole nother episode when you start getting into the creative minds in that time. I mean, think 1982. You could still watch that video today and feel like it just came out yesterday.
Oh yeah.
You understand what it takes to do something so futuristic, like in a visual in 1982, like wow. Like they even said that the Thriller video almost didn't happen because there was resistance over the cost, creative direction, and Jackson's own religious concerns. So, but they pushed it anyway, and it became like, listen, that whole experience. Like now I'm gonna have to watch it. And I'm gonna have to pray afterwards because Vincent Price, he's still that voice just still.
Yeah, it gives you chills up and down your spine.
He was the perfect person to do this.
Oh yeah,
the perfect person. Like
couldn't
I feel like
else.
When you think of Vincent Price, out of all the amazing work he did, the first thing I think most people think of is Thriller.
Exactly. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Didn't he do? Wasn't he the narrator for like Tales from the Crypt or something like that too? Like,
yeah.
It's crazy because even after that, I think. But man, even with all the work that he's done, like it was just he's not gonna ever be able to live that voiceover and throw it down. Crazy.
And the Wolfhouse Thriller were inspired by a Sherlock Holmes movie. Dog noise, and the dog noise is Michael Jackson did himself.
Oh yeah,
that you hear. The howls he did himself in some version. So yeah.
Oh yeah. And might I add, like Rod Temperton, he arranged the vocals, but Michael Jackson did all those vocal parts on his own.
Oh gosh, yes. When we start talking about Michael Jackson and the intricate details of most of his songs, especially his BGVs, like
oh yeah, for sure, that's crazy. But yeah, again, the narration by Vincent Price, Greg Fillinganes, and Rod Temperton and Brian Banks were the keyboard players on that. Anthony Marinelli, he did the drum programming on that. That features Larry Williams on saxophone and flute. Like I didn't even realize that there was flute in the track.
Me
until now. Like Gary Grant on trumpet and flugelhorn, as well as Jerry Hay, and then Bill Reitenbeck on trombone. Yeah, those are some of the credits to the title cut Thriller. And like KP just said, when we're just talking about the song, but the video is like we'll be here another hour talking about just went into everything with the video. I don't know, maybe sometime in the near future we will talk about it because
absolutely.
It definitely
it's worth talking about.
Yes, it definitely does deserve a conversation in the near future. Thriller, man. Like even thinking about it, my heart is racing. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you, just because I just love it. All right, so that brings us to track number 5.
Track number
just
5.
Beat it.
Beat it. Beat it. Yep, absolutely. Beat It. Eddie
So,
Van Halen's
Eddie
guitar
Van
solo.
Halen from Van Halen, yes. Eddie
Yep.
Van Halen played
Bridge
a great
rock
guitar.
and R&B.
Yes. Also features Bill Wolfer on keyboards, Tom Baller on the synclavier, Steve Porcaro on synthesizer, Greg Smith on the Synergy instrument. Also, there's two other guitar players on it as well. Steve Lukather and Paul Jackson Jr., the great Paul Jackson Jr. on that one. Of course, Jeff Porcaro on drums. And then Michael Jackson actually did, I guess he brought some mallets, because you hear that drum case sound effect, like on the beater, like he did that himself. So, and then as well as all the background vocals, Michael Jackson on that as well. So, man, it's crazy. Man.
Let's go.
Okay, I need to calm down. Somebody. Just
Come
beat
on,
it.
somebody.
No one wants to be defeated. No one. And that's the ultimate combative fight. Even Martin, they named the episode after Fight Night when Brumman was. So that episode is called Beat It. How about that? So
How about it?
It had a lasting effect on everybody, even outside of music. So
Absolutely.
So the next track, all I can think of is when Carlton on Fresh Prince was at that old ladies club, that ladies club. Somebody threw a rose on the somebody threw something on the stage. He bent down to pick it up. And then they started playing this song in the background. Do da do da do da do da. It's Billie Jean. If you guys haven't figured it out by now, but if you didn't know it before, shame on you. Billie Jean.
Go.
Billie Jean is not my lover. Just a girl who claims that I am the one, but the kid is not my son. So
he said I am the one.
So crazy. Now I'll throw this in too before we start talking about it more. Kendrick Lamar on the song "Mortal Man," he actually did a reference to this song, because as we all know, a few decades later, Michael Jackson was dealing with some allegations of non-favorable things about him and pedophilia. But we all know that wasn't the case. But Kendrick Lamar said that nigga gave his Billie Jean. You think he touched those kids? Hit the fan. Is he really a fan? That kind of deal. So even in hip hop, decades later, you can take something from this. But but I mean, it's lyrically deep. If you actually go back and read the lyrics, it's like your heart will sink. I mean, just because of the wordplay and how they piece one stanza to another, I'm like, oh my Lord, like this is brilliant. And so Michael Jackson wrote this song himself. So
amazing.
Oh yeah. So again, that features Greg Gaines on synthesizer, as well as Greg Smith, Bill Wolfer on synthesizer, and some of the programming that you hear. Deion Parks on guitar, Lewis Johnson from the Brothers Johnson on bass. Again, Ndugu Chancellor on drums, and made that infamous drum beat that you've heard sampled a million times. That was Ndugu Chancellor on that, and then Michael Boddicker on the emulator.
Hey.
So vocal, rhythm, and synthesizer arrangement by Michael Jackson himself. String arrangement by Jerry Hay. Strings conducted by Jeremy Lubbock. So, yeah, probably 15 years later, Blackstreet, they actually did a remix of No Diggity and matched it up with Billie Jean. So, and I mean, I found that out because I saw something on, I guess, VH1 Aphrodisiac, on digital cable back in the mid to late 2000s. So they actually performed No Diggity live, and at the end of it, at the Vamp, they were doing all the Billie Jean movements along with, the instrumentation. Ended it with Billie Jean is not my lover. Man, I'm like, what? Because at the time, I'm like, hold on, what? did they say what I thought they said? Yeah, the Michael Jackson song. I'm like, okay, check that out. But yeah, Billie Jean.
Billie Jean. And those videos broke MTV's racial barrier, like putting black artists front and center and all of that. Like, it's so much even beyond the music to talk about with the Thriller album, like the barriers that it broke, just everything about this album. There's a reason why, again, that it's still the top selling album. It did so much for music in so many ways. So yeah, like.
And it's funny that you actually mentioned that because what's his name, Sting from The Police, he actually said something to that effect, that he believed that around that time or even before that time that popular music was dead. The reason being was that it was very reactionary and very racist, to where black artists weren't allowed on any white publications or white radio, and it was just as bad the other way. So So actually, and we off the record, we do have to give credit to Sting as well, because he actually hired an all black band to actually challenge that system of there not being a racial barrier between, because music is the thing that brings everybody together, Absolutely. And so the same could have been said for even performing together. Like it was an open challenge to that system. So, and Michael Jackson, he definitely spearheaded the that open challenge to the system that they were trying to make. So Billie Jean definitely one of my favorite. I really don't have any greatest or least favorite, but definitely one of my favorites from that album.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And so that brings us to track number 7, the ballad, the beautiful ballad, Human Nature. And so, and since we're on the subject of other artists taken from different songs on this album, you had groups like SWV. Love will be right here. Oh, be right here.
No fear.
That's me and
no fear.
My brother Aaron. That's probably one of our favorite songs from SWV. They took from that. Chris Brown, She Ain't You. He took from that, but we all know that Chris Brown, he's a Michael Jackson freak. Mm-hmm. Yes. So that, and then actually I'll be honest with you, the first time I heard any parts of this song was on the Jackson 5 miniseries American Dream, where they had the that rotary camera where when he was in the studio recording it, and so that intro did something to me, man. Like I was in my feelings for at least a week. Now I'm gonna have
to watch that before bed. The Jackson 5 American Dream. I gotta watch it. Like my mama let us stay up past bedtime to watch that. We had to beg because it was like a 3-night part series or whatever, way past bedtime. And I still remember watching that. Oh man,
I'm getting teary eyed thinking
about
it. Help me out. But yeah, that scene was like, and I'm just reflecting on the first time I heard that song. I'm like, this is beautiful. This is incredible. This is innovative.
All of it.
I was all over the place when I heard that intro. But yeah, that features this one is one that Michael Jackson didn't write. Mm-hmm. So you had Steve Porcaro and John Bettis. They were the writers for this song. So Steve Porcaro, he did that synthesizer programming on that. So that intro that you hear, that was him. Steve Lukather on guitar, Jeff Porcaro on drums. I know this guy. I've seen him in some Modern German magazine publications, but I still don't know how to pronounce his name. Paulino da Costa on percussion, and then Michael Boddicker on the emulator. The arrangement by Dave Pike, Steve Porcaro, and Steve Lukather. So Human Nature definitely another cover that Audacity for Sale does too. So hey, you can tell that this has had a lasting effect on not just me but everybody else in the group too. So before I keep getting choked up, let's go to track number 8. I want to love you PYT, pretty young thing. Yeah, let me sing in my register and let me not go too high with that because I don't have the range for that. So James Ingram and Quincy Jones, they were the writers on this one. So
James, yes sir.
What can I say about this? Like I just love how up tempo it is, and you know, you paint the picture of riding down a highway in a sunset, you know, with the top down, a convertible coupe, you know, with the song blasting in the speakers, you know, because it just has that driving feel
All
to
the
it. You know,
things.
you got to
All
move like
the
this.
things.
You got to move like this when you listen to it. So, but yeah, that's pretty young thing. Ooh, you make me sweat. So yeah, this is pretty young things. Just repeat that. We should have a karaoke theme on this show. I'm gonna sing that song on it because it's taking every ounce of my energy to not sing it. So we definitely need to do like a karaoke thing on the show, just so I can have an excuse for singing it and you know not feel awkward for singing it. Because we're trying to record a show here. Then we're not doing no karaoke right now. But again, credits Greg Gaines on the synthesizer and the programming. Michael Boddicker on the vocoder. Yeah, there is a vocoder on this. Duh. Like why didn't I think of that? In the emulator as well. James Ingram actually played the Portasound keyboard on this. Again, Paul Jackson Jr. on guitar. Lewis Johnson on bass, again, and Dugu Chancellor on drums, and then they did some hand clap. They did some hand clapping without the foot stumping on this one. So Michael Jackson, Lewis Johnson, Greg Gaines, and James Ingram as well as Steve Ray. You know, they did the hand clapping, and they cut out the foot stumping because it wasn't church. They weren't at no Pentecostal church. So they couldn't do that. So. I mean, for everybody who went to any Pentecostal church in the 90s, you know exactly what I mean when I say that. So, but yeah, that was, again, written and arranged by James Ingram and Quincy Jones. Janet Jackson sang background vocals on this.
No, I didn't know that.
As well as her sisters, not only Janet, but LaToya. You know, and then Becky Lopez and Bunny Hull. They sang the backgrounds on that, as well as Howard Hewitt. What?
Okay, Howie.
And then of course, you know, James Ingram. He wrote the song, so he probably said, y'all not doing the song without me. So he
put me on.
So he sang backgrounds on that as well.
Up.
Right. Which brings us to the last, but in my opinion, not least of the tracks, "Lady in My Life." Can you imagine? Like they did a ranking of the songs on this album, and they said this was the worst song on the album, as if there is a bad song on the album. Like a worse song, as if there's a bad song on the album at all. Like, are y'all kidding me? That had to have been, that list probably was created by somebody who is a Michael Jackson fan, but not musically inclined at all. Like,
I'm sure.
Because how can you even say that there's a best to worst song on, like, they're all classics, like multiple number ones on this album alone. And you want to talk about?
Yeah, I think 7 out of 9 were top 10 songs.
Exactly.
So,
yes.
Pretty wild.
Yeah, pretty wild to you know, rank these songs from best to worst. To me, I don't think there is. You know. Anyway, that
and they all have, like you said, they're different. It's something for everyone on this album. Yeah, Lady in My Life is nothing like the rest of the songs.
Exactly.
PYT is nothing like the rest of the songs on the album. Thriller, if you think about it, he named the album Thriller, and there's Thriller on there, but where does it belong on the album compared to all the other songs? And all the other songs don't belong on the album compared to all the other songs. So it's like every track is completely different, and it's like its own entity on that album. It's not like one of those albums that kind of just, you get what I'm trying to say? Like,
I do,
where it seamlessly flows into like one genre to the next thing. Like, you getting something different in each track, which is why it's such an amazing album, honestly.
Yes. And like I said before, this was definitely a collection of songs. You know, no real, and that's the one thing I love about this, that there's really, I mean, I can't tell if there was a certain concept that they were going for.
Right.
This,
It's just good
and then,
shit.
right. And then what even puts the cherry on top of the sundae is that the fact that you had the same 5 or 6 people contributing to the writing and producing to this, like James Ingram, Rod Temperton, Michael Jackson, Steve Porcaro. These are people, they had credits, and they had something to do with every song on the album. Like, he wasn't just hiring multiple producers to sing or to write. You know, this is they were all like
A unit.
touching all the bases. So. And then Quincy Jones, when him putting his touch on it, definitely made the mark on it. But yeah, that kind of ticked me off. Thinking about, you know, whoever did it having the nerve to put it a best of worst song. And then Lady in My Life, this is a very soothing ballad. You know, of course, Janet, she took from it later on with the song "Funny How Time Flies When you're having fun." So kind of like the same chord progression. But yeah, Lady in My Life, I just love how, you know, a real feel good song, you know, real
it's like driving on Sunset.
and Sunset.
Like
just cruising at 20 miles an hour, just like, you know, unbothered, you know, very enchanting, as they say.
Very amazing. Yeah.
So yeah, that has credits of Greg Fillinganes on Rhodes. They put the Fender Rhodes in there. Dave Pike and Steve Porcaro on the synthesizer. Again, Paul Jackson Jr. on that, which he actually talked about, you know, just some of the ins and outs of recording that song. Because I'll say this, Paul Jackson Jr. was only 18 years old when he was recording on this album. Can you believe that? You're brand new into adult. Your introduction to adulthood is playing
a legendary album.
Is playing on an album that 40, 50 years from now, everybody's still going to talk about and still be the best-selling album of all time.
Absolutely.
And you just barely 18 years old in the studio recording this stuff.
That's wild.
What? Yeah, that's crazy.
That is wild.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, speaking of, sorry, go ahead.
Then just to go down more of the credits, Louis Johnson on bass, Jeff Porcaro on drums, Michael Boddicker on emulator. It was written and arranged by Rod Temperton, produced by Quincy Jones, and co-produced by Michael Jackson. You know, all the mixing and recording was by Bruce Wheaton using the Acusonic recording process with that. So again, at Ocean Way Studios in LA. And man, and he actually dedicated this album to his mother, Catherine. So that that's dope. That's dope that he did that. So yeah. So I mean, even watching the movie, even watching the movie, that you can see, you know, just how close, just how encouraging. Because really, it was her idea for Michael to join the Jackson 5, but Joe thought he was too young. So when remember that one scene when he was singing "Climb Every Mountain" on the talent show, and she was clapping, talking about the Jackson 4 has now become the Jackson 5. So yeah, it was really his mother, Catherine, who you know, forged Michael to be in the group. And then, you know, 30 some odd years later, we get Thriller out of it. You know, henceforth.
Okay.
So
yeah. He should still be here.
Right. Oh yeah, and then the fact that he's no longer with us, like his death was really untimely. I think
untimely.
I was actually watching CNN, like and I had no idea that anything was wrong with him, and so like it was crazy how it all come. Like
I think everybody remembers that day.
Everybody remembers
what you were doing. I know exactly what I was doing on that day. So yeah, it's like one of those. Yeah, so, for sure. I mean,
I tried to keep my I tried to keep my emotions in check, but I'll say this, man. So actually, that day that he passed, we were just watching CNN, actually getting ready for a church convention of all things. But on the way there, we were in the church van, because we were riding in the church van. We actually played the Ricky Dillard Hallelujah album, his version of God Is in Control, during the vamp, at some point in the vamp, the guitar player plays the "Remember the Time" line, and I'm like, really?
Right now, not right now,
not right
not
now,
right
like
now.
So yeah, I was just like, you know what? Yeah, I couldn't, I just couldn't hold it back anymore. Just tears falling. Like I'm like, man, he's
It
really
was
gone.
crazy. It was a crazy day for sure. I was moving into an apartment and everything and just getting stuff together, trying to watch the news and keep up and what was going on. Yeah, very it was a very sad day for a lot of us. So, yeah.
For sure.
But like Thriller is just well, we've talked about the songs and the tracks and, the credits. Let's talk about the accolades. Let's talk about the impact it made. Like 37 weeks at #1 in the U.S. alone.
Phew.
37 weeks at #1. 70 million plus copies sold worldwide. That's crazy. 8 Grammy Awards in 1984, including
Yes.
Album of the Year. It like literally cemented him as like a global superstar. Like that's really what it's crazy.
He won the best pop/rock album award for that, and then also R&B and soul for it as well. And then go figure, a year later in 1985, he won those awards for those exact same categories.
My birthday year.
85.
Let's
Came
go.
in. So just think about it. You win the exact 2 awards for the same album 1 year after another.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Like,
Jesus.
yeah, that's crazy. Absolutely. But yeah, like this episode was extremely like emotional and fun to talk about, and it's Halloween, so it's perfect. Y'all go watch the Thriller video, go hide behind a chair like I used to when I was a kid. On that part, literally used to go hide when that part came on. So yeah, like shout out to Michael Jackson and everyone who did any type of work on that body of work. Anybody who did anything on that album, like, so we salute you for such a timeless, legendary, piece of history of music that will forever be legendary.
Yeah. Just one of those albums that you just can't get around. Like, even if you're not a Michael Jackson fan, like you're gonna know at least more than half of the songs on those albums, because everybody and their mama is gonna sing it and play it. So
exactly. And I think my brother still might have their old Michael Jackson Thriller album. Everybody was having the red leather jackets and stuff like that or whatever. So I'm gonna have to go ask my brothers, see if I can pull it out.
Which is funny because I think my mom said that my grandma bought her that vinyl for her 13th birthday or something like that. So
the amount of money that would be worth if she still had it.
Right. I think she does, because I know in the attic of my mom and dad's house, there's like a few crates of vinyl up in there.
You need to go through them. Make it a vlog of you going through them old vinyls.
I'm gonna sneak up there probably when they're not home, and just quietly sneak out the door and take all 4 or 5 of the crates. Because they got other albums that I noticed too. They got a Tina Turner album in there, a Luther Vandross. Like they got some stuff in there. I know I probably shouldn't do that because my dad, he is a big collector's items guy. So
man,
that's
what I would give. What I would give.
Yeah, I think those are investment properties, so I probably shouldn't touch them. So, but I mean, I will go through them just to see if it's still there. I'm not going to tell. Don't worry, Mom and Dad, I'm not going to take them. I promise.
No, we just want to show them to the blog.
For sure.
But yeah, this was great.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What's your favorite Thriller song off the album, guys? Let us know. Like, we'd love to hear it.
Sure.
I'm trying to think. Do I have a favorite? If I did have a favorite, it probably would be PYT.
Gotcha. Yeah, I would say my favorite again, Human Nature. Just because of the multiple emotions it gave me when I first heard it.
Now I want to take it back because it's like Human Nature and PYT are both like on the same level for me. I want to say.
I mean, yeah, I say that song because literally I didn't know what to do with myself after I heard it. So because I didn't know what emotions to feel. Like I didn't know if I was enchanted or thinking about my crush and wanting to talk to her. I didn't know if I was sad or wanted to cry. I didn't know if I just needed to take a walk somewhere. Like it just
I was brought up so much.
Yeah, I was all over the place when I heard that song. So yeah, but yeah,
It's
like
good music when it does that.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, just like KP said, make sure y'all put in the comments what y'all favorite song or songs are. Let us revisit this moment. And then, as always, we're going to do you a solid. You comment, we going to keep the conversation going on our IG page, and then, keep it going from there. But since you're here, we may as well say this. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for future shorts and episodes. Keep up with us because we are on the move. All right.
Season 2,
yes. All right, so this has been another episode of the Inveheement Company Music Podcast, the show made by music enthusiasts.
For music enthusiasts.
That's right. Peace out, y'all.
Peace out.